Hello, Fightful Faithful. It's a Tuesday.
That was alarmingly nonchalant.
And I don't know. We're going to talk about it. It's a show that we've done now for 4 years. And they haven't stopped us yet. So I guess we'll keep doing it.
No, in fact, we've gotten puppets that are on the
way.
Not
yet.
Allegedly.
Knock on, I don't have any wood. Knock on whatever that is. We're knocking on whatever that is over there because I have a glass desk. I can't not. Honestly, anything can happen between Bulgaria and here.
It is so true. But they've been ordered. They have been so ordered.
They've been so ordered, but things happen all the time.
It's true, but Alex, we've been so ordered to review NXT for the Sour Graps post show for September 2nd, 2025. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats at humperchats.com because why just chat when you can humper chat? Leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm requesting all sorts of things, but the number one thing you could do, the best thing you could do in the whole wide world, to support us, is to go to FightfulSelect.com and just hit. You wanna subscribe. Subscribe to Fightful Select. We got so much news about AJ Lee. There's going to be more news about the counter programming efforts of WWE and AEW and the jockeying back and forth there. So FightfulSelect.com, just get it directly from the source so you don't have these goofballs that Sean's dunking on Facebook in his spare time. These are the goofballs you want to hang out with.
We are the goofballs.
Yeah, that's gimmick infringement.
We're the goofiest balls you know.
Oh, we've got a segue there that I can't do in the first 5 minutes, but we're going to get to that later. Oh, they're not our sponsor tonight. They almost were because that was just too easy, but FightfulSelect.com. Alex, there are some things we need to address immediately, and I mean immediately.
Yeah.
That have nothing to do with the NXT show. Because what is this? Freelance wrestling?
Yeah, no, listen, there's nothing free because you are going to be paying us when we sue you.
Yeah, you're going to be freelancing with us to pay off that debt.
You're going to be paylance wrestling. Everyone is going to you're going to have to jack up prices to pay for the lawyer fees that Jimmy Van is going to sue you with the greatest Canadian lawyers he can find. He better.
Freelance.
I don't even like that's. Listen, we have established our brand in the now got the dang word. There's a specific word for it. We've established our brand in the not medium in the
in perpetuity? What are we saying?
In the I don't know. There's a word.
You are so flustered by the gimmick infringement. You can't even think of the word.
We've established our inside the. My brain is leaking out. It's just leaking out of my head. I'm getting older and I can't remember words. And I'm frankly, and this is honestly the truth, I am very scared. It is my job to contemporaneously come up with words the spot, and I am doing it worse and worse every day. So, I need my brain to not leak anymore.
Well, I think part of it is that perhaps on a weekly basis, the show is doing worse and worse. It was good there for a minute. But it is not great now. But I'll say this to the people at Freelance Wrestling, okay? While I appreciate the Warheads artwork, what am I supposed to believe that you're as clever as us in the pun game? Certainly that couldn't be the case.
No, that's not.
So I'm going to tell you guys, you better not go to freelancewrestling.com and get tickets to support independent wrestling. That's not what we do here. We don't support professional wrestling. You better not. This show looks to have Frank the Clown and Trevor Outlaw on it, and I don't want to see anybody supporting professional wrestling at an independent level where your support could go as most directly to the performers. Don't you dare go to Freelance Wrestling and buy tickets today for this show that's on Saturday, September 20th, doors at 7 p.m. That starts at 8 p.m. You better not.
Here's the first offer. Sour Graps, Freelance Wrestling, fake Sour Graps. Here's my first offer. My second offer will come from my attorney, paid for by Jimmy Van. My first offer is this. We get 10% of the gate.
Okay.
10% of the gate. That's honestly, that's considering the unmitigated gall of you utilizing our trademarked. Was it ever trademarked? Jimmy,
sure.
You really should have trademarked
sure.
this.
Sure it is.
Jimmy, did you trademark this?
I'm going to call Smart Mark Sterling again. I have him on retainer.
Like, we're going to trade Smart Mark. We're going to do that. Because this is no.
Can you believe this? Last time we ended up with puppets. This time, 10% of the gate. That's what we're going for. We are a hard bargain driver type of brand over here.
This is it. This is the thing. Cyclo, thank you very much. Easily Googleable. Type in Sour Graps and it comes to us. We are the only people who have been using that phraseology. Like, it's so unique that every single autocorrect on the market will automatically change it to something else. You can't even Google Sour Graps without them saying, did you mean sour grapes? So you know that if you tried it, you would find us. Also, the word I was looking for was marketplace. We have established our brand in the marketplace. Thank you. That was what I was looking for, marketplace.
We found it like 5 minutes later, but we found the word we were looking for. So I want to make it abundantly clear that we're here first, okay?
Yeah.
And we do not want you.
And we're not going anywhere. No, this is us. It's ours.
And if anybody here goes to Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago, Illinois on September 20th, doors at 7, starts at 8, and you buy tickets that are available conveniently online at freelancewrestling.com, and you have the nerve to support this.
Yeah.
I will time out you in the chat for at least a minute and a half.
Yeah. It's honestly, this is definitely not my style, and I'm not going to do it. But that show is close enough to where I live that I should totally do this. I should totally run in and hit Frank the Clown with a chair and been like, I'm the real Sour Graps around here.
You should. Well, Frank the Clown is going to be sitting in on a Fightful show. I don't know if it's been announced which one, but I'll let you know. He's making an upcoming appearance around these parts.
Oh.
So I'm going to fight him. But Alex, you know what? I wish I was unbothered. I wish I was this level of unbothered. I wish I was just as unbothered as Nikita Lions in this backstage segment where she looks like she's at a Renaissance fair or a genie of some.
No, she looks like I Dream of Jeannie.
It's the crown of leaves that's really thrown me off about all this.
It's definitely a genie costume.
Okay,
but the laurel wreath around her head is like a Greek goddess thing. And then, like, she's doing like a yoga thing, or is she meditating? Is she?
This was
she could be a gypsy like a fortune teller.
This was just a screenshot of her in the background of tonight's segment, but I could not focus on the segment because I was like, what is happening right now with Nikita Lions? But I decided, because this episode was not great, Alex, anytime we get too stressed, this is who I'm going to just try and channel.
Okay.
I'm going to try and be my best Nikita, Gypsy, Greek goddess, Renaissance fair genie.
Here's the thing, Kate. What was her original gimmick?
Bouncer, singer, dancer, ninja.
Rappers, daughter of a groupie.
Rapper, daughter groupie.
So what is her new gimmick? Gypsy, genie, girl at a Renaissance fair, yoga instructor, Greek goddess.
Yes.
She can't ever be one thing. She has to contain multitudes. She must contain multitudes.
Which I respect, honestly. It was very distracting today.
Thick karate mommy, if I recall, was her gimmick. Yeah.
Alex, what are our puns today? I had a thought. I don't know if you're on board with it because we didn't discuss this in the beginning.
No, we didn't discuss it at all.
I was thinking like arts and crafts puns because DIY is 10 years young today.
Fine. Yeah. We'll do art. Yeah, I like arts and crafts, or like projects around the house, because that's also DIY.
Yes.
Stuff your dad does or your mom does on the weekend because they can't just sit and relax. They have to be doing stuff. That is not a latent weird thing about me psychologically, because I grew up with a dad who couldn't just sit during the weekends. He had to do 10 things. They were on a checklist and he had to do them in order. Okay. So maybe that's the thing I've rebelled against in my life, which is why I am the way that I am. But yes. So DIY is arts and crafts and also house projects around the house thing.
DIY projects. If you're typing in DIY to YouTube, whatever that might bring up.
Yeah, sure. That. I was also thinking because we had a blast from the past today, to do like retro puns. But I think we should save that for the actual homecoming thing, because there are going to be a whole bunch of people that show up to that thing. That'll be more retro in 2 weeks. So we'll save it for then.
I like that as a pun topic. We'll get there. But we do have some chats from you guys already. Lupongi Vice saying, not here for long. Still got a bit of a sore head from the fall the other day. So I feel I've earned this nap. Hope you all have a dope-ass stream. Stay safe and be careful when wearing fluffy socks, Lupongi Vice. Speaking of great puns, which was a hot topic when we opened the beginning of the show, I hope you're feeling okay. I saw an Instagram post that she had. And falls are never fun. They're never a good thing, but it sounds like you're safe and okay. So beyond earned the nap, my friend. You enjoy your nap time.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna nap during this episode. Am I right?
Listen, I mean, I wish I fell off something.
Hey!
The creative fell off a cliff.
Hey!
No, seriously, get better. That sucks. Yeah. No, we don't like that at all. I also wanted to read this one from our friend Big Jim, Dukers. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. Come on, where I missed it. Okay, I'm doing it wrong. Here we go. Big old Big Jim says Jordynne didn't get buried, and the main event was the most I've enjoyed in 8-man in ages. Oba's Ricky pose, Hank and Tank's Oba dance, perfect use of Joe Hendry, and an Oba Ricky tease. The Fed bar is low at the moment, but this was fun.
It had its parts.
It had its moments. It did
For
have
sure.
its moments. Yes, also Orion Ben doing our work for us. Freddy gets sour grapped. September 11th. Pray for SRS. No, pray for me. Pray for me. No. I am holding off on watching this for the first time for as long as possible. I'm not
to avoid bailing on it, which I respect. Pray for SRS. SRS is on his 5th viewing of this particular movie. Pray that he locks in some sponsors, because he spent a lot of money on that old on that old review that we're gonna have. But yes, the Thursday after this is when that will be happening.
Yeah. Eugene says, today's my birthday, turning 40. I've been in SGS since January 1st, 2022. You know what date that was? That was the birthday on this show of Linda.
Of Linda and the Migos.
And the Migos, which is
That's
why
what brought us
she
there.
was invented, because only somebody who talks like this would say the Migos.
The Migos.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Eugene.
Happy birthday, Eugene. That's awesome. Yeah, 40 feels like a long time ago for me.
Oh, that's
my
16
God,
years ahead of me.
I wish I was still 40. My goodness. And JW Pringle says, today sucked. Well, that sucks. I'm sour, and that's why I'm here. Cousin Alex is great. My sister is amazing. Papa is as powerful as ever. I said it too fast. I was trying to say Papa Paul is as powerful. And I said Papa powerful. Papa powerful. Papa Paul is as powerful as ever. The Elizabeth Pringle family is stronger than ever. Everything else sucks.
I'm so sorry you're having a bad day, my dear brother. Papa Paul and Mama Elizabeth had a new carpet installed in the basement because they had some flooding issues. So it's been an expensive one. So keep those super chats coming so that I can support them in the future.
Yeah. Jeremy Pringle says, sour fakes, listen up. We own this ish. Trademark and copyright in this and any other universe. My sister has spoken.
That's my brother coming in here defending his sister to support.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry you're having a bad day. We're going to do everything we can to make it better because that's what we do here. We're going to have fun. We're going to do puns. We're going to sing songs. We're going to have a great time. It's what we do.
Yep. Meet Normus says, I have heat with Burger King over the Nyam. Meet Normus. They canceled the sandwich. My name is Norm, and I'm meaty, so it's mine now. Acknowledge meat.
Seeing, I was reading it. This is the thing about being dyslexic, okay? Yeah. Sometimes when I see words, I'm like, that's not how that's actually spelled. But in this case, it was how that was actually spelled. And Alex was able to emphasize that by saying Nyem, which made me spit out my CM Punk Spindrift.
Oh, okay.
Almost out the nose.
And then Meet Normus also says, Lash and I, he calls his lady friend Lash because of the resemblance. Lash and I are experiencing Kofi's finisher. Trouble in Paradise, or SOS. Our first fight was over what cheeses to put in mac and cheese. We'll be fine. Shall we crank, darlings? Yes, Meet Normus, let's crank.
As we do, one shall crank.
Yeah. We started right off with the namesake for your lady friend's nickname. With Lash Legend versus Jada Parker. I don't know, man. It is weird to me. Okay. So Jada Parker was running off a hot streak. She did lose. She did get pinned in the triple threat by Lola, but she was really very, very good match in that, and she was riding a hot streak getting into the match, and so coming out of that, she still felt like she was on the come up, like they were planning on doing something with her. Whereas Lash Legend decided to pick a fight with Nia Jax and got squashed, and so Lash Legend decided, I'm going to pick a fight with Jada Parker, and Jada was like, "What are you coming at me for? Didn't you just get squashed by Nia Jax?" And Nia hasn't appeared on NXT since then. So that sure feels like a one-off at this point. And if it's a one-off, I don't think we needed to do it. If Nia Jax was going to come in and beat Lash Legend, who then turns around and, spoiler alert, beats Jada Parker, that's a dumb thing to do.
Especially on NXT, because that's not even like a main roster appearance where Lash Legend might look good and do whatever. Right. Like,
that's the thing. Like, if you wanted to, like, okay, Nia Jax came through and was mean to people, and Lash didn't like that. So Lash goes to SmackDown and picks a fight with her there, and she gets a match on a SmackDown, but loses to Nia Jax. To me, that's very different than having Nia Jax come to NXT and beat Lash Legend. If the plan wasn't to then have Lash Legend get one back on Nia Jax, it may still be, but it is a weird thing to do, to have Nia Jax just be absent from televisions.
Yeah.
After that, to not lead up to the second match, and let's have Lash Legend decide I'm gonna pick a fight with Jada Parker, who stands up to her in a way, and Jada Parker also by coming to Lola and say, hey, you won, congratulations. I mean, I didn't like losing, but I'm glad you've got that shot against JC Jane, is basically what she said, which to WWE is basically a face turn. So to have then her come out and play the underdog against Lash Legend through this entire match and fight her way back and then just lose, just straight up lose, because she just lost. And Jada Parker hits like a truck. She's smaller than Lash Legend, but she's not a little baby face who needs to be coddled. Like, no. You know what I mean? And I really felt like Lash was getting in a lot of the really big offense in here. And Jada kind of looked powerless against her. It feels like that's the way that they ended the match. There was one of the dumbest things. Like, this is the thing. Not every finisher, when done on a table, looks good.
Yeah.
This one done under the announce table looked the worst that anything's ever looked. Because when you give somebody, you wrap them around your back like you're putting on the little sash from a bathrobe. Like, that's what she's doing. And it's just, the sash is way too short to wrap all the way around you, but that's what you've turned. Lash has turned Jada into a sash. And so
that move should be called the Sash Legend.
This could be called the sash, or the sash legend. Anyway, because it's basically waist high, you just dropping her onto the announce table, which is 2 inches shorter than waist high, doesn't do anything to Jada Parker, but she's got to sell that it does. And then she gets rolled into the ring and they do another one that looks way better, because you're being dropped from 4 feet in the air as opposed to 2 inches in the air. So just never have her do that again. Ever.
No, that was not to use strong language here, but that was silly. And I didn't think this match was particularly well put together. Like, there was a lot of stuff in here that I was like, it feels like they went out of their way to make neither of them look good. Like, it feels like, and I get also it's developmental and you're probably trying to pull different sides out of people and see what they have. But like, this just felt like, man, when Jada is in her best, she hits hard, and she kind of is like, they kind of don't let women be brawlers, but she's the closest they've got in that sense. You mentioned Lola Vice before. Huge spoiler alert. Plug your ears if you don't want to hear this, but it turns out she's Latina.
Listen, that was a major reveal on this episode. I wanted to get to it when in order. Like,
that's why I told people to plug their ears.
You ruined the surprise, Kate.
I'm gonna update the thumbnail to be the big attention getter.
Okay, good.
And Lash got to do some cool strong gal stuff, but they have no other way. This, even in-ring wise, if you are a babyface, you're an underdog. And Jada ain't that. What she was doing on the top rope was beyond me. That was not, I know she slipped it initially, but why she was up there to begin with, I'm like, that's just not her. So I liked there was a cool kind of armbar sequence in this, but a lot of this was just, it was not very good, and it was kind of messy. And the other thing, watching them, I was like, Jada's not small. Lash is strong and athletic and a large gal, but I was like, Jada's doesn't look small next to her, which most women do. So I wish they had told that story a little bit more because I find that way more interesting. But I just felt like this match didn't do a lot to accentuate either of their strengths. And yeah, the it's almost like when you have to lift like a toddler up on a countertop or something. The way that finisher happened, because it didn't really go through the table, right? Like it's the point of a table spot is that you are, instead of dropping to the ring, dropping through something impactful to the floor. Right. And this was just weird and bad. So agreed with you. Like, don't do that again. Give Lash some cool power submissions and see what happens. That's what I want to see from my strong gals. But this match didn't do a lot.
Right. So this isn't done because you decided, you put words in her mouth to do what is effectively in WWE a babyface turn, where Jada Parker does nothing but talk shit to people. And she lost to Lola Vice, and she went up and straight up said to Lola Vice, "Congratulations, you pinned me. I would have liked to have won, but I'm happy that you won. Go get that title." And then you have her stick up for herself when Lash Legend bullies her, and then you have her lose clean, and then you have her attack Lash Legend after the match. So she's a sore loser on top of it. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What on God's green earth are you doing? Like, not like that. That's, she's turning face and heel faster than the Big Show. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. It's such a weird thing to do, but they've done it. So they made her into a sore loser. She attacks Lash Legend, throws her against the ring steps, and then Lash Legend crawls over to the barricade, and she does button her face into the barricade. So she's now got one up on Lash Legend because wins and losses don't matter. Who's left standing after the post-match brawl? That's what matters.
I just looked at the chat and I saw Allie say Sash Legend, and we're going to talk about Allie in a little bit because I have Brookside in the specific spot there, but I just like the synergy of the puns that we have in the SGS, and I don't want freelance wrestling taking that too. So
yeah. Anyway, so he's really not the Heritage Cup champion anymore, is he? Stacks is like, I mean, I knew the cup was gone, but the next two times they showed him coming out for a match, it said NXT Heritage Cup champion. I mean, he's no longer anything cup, but you could say he's the Heritage champion. However, he's not. He just hangs out backstage making goo-goo eyes at Ariana Venti. That's all. That's what we're doing.
Did you have to bring that up?
I did. I think it's a concern that a lot of people have, Kate.
On a day where we have the speed title on TV and not my beloved Heritage Cup, which has now sleeps with the fishes.
It does everything with the fishes. Like it lives with the fishes.
It does at home. It houses the fishes, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Though there are probably some fish who've made their home in that Heritage Cup.
There probably are at this point.
There's a hermit crab walking around with the largest shell that a hermit crab has ever had. It's just the Heritage Cup was wearing.
There's little fishes that are swimming around, and they can just rest right on my heart because my heart is with the Heritage Cup, which is submerged. I miss how I have Tar in the Heritage Cup.
So I know. While you're taking your time to feel emotions, I really thought Tony T was going to show up in Paris, and this is like a month, like 5 weeks. I think. Is it 5 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? We don't know if he's dead. No one's even asking questions. Like, this is like I mean, they're apparently there's a brand new Law and Order show set in Toronto. So it's it's Law and Order Criminal Intent A, and do we have to get those guys on the case?
First of all,
what happened to Tony D? Is he dead?
It's criminal intent. Second of all, I'm doing the show from down here. I miss my Heritage Cup. I miss Tony D. I miss Noam Dar. And we thought we were getting Tony D, and we're getting Becky Lynch, and that's fine because we're getting AJ Lee, and that's great. However, Tony D's got to be on some show at some point, right? I mean, at some point, this guy's got to show up.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on with him. What's going on with Stacks is that if he is a champion, he doesn't have to do anything with that title anymore. He just has to hang out backstage making goo-goo eyes at Ariana Venti, and then Blake Monroe sidles up, and Stacks leaves because he's not allowed to be in the shot. And behind this conversation that we're about to describe is where we saw the Nikita Lions vibe going on. But Blake and Ariana Venti commiserate over Maybelline.
As you do from time to time.
Listen, I'm not.
You're not born with it?
I'm not a woman. And nor if I was, I don't know a lot about fancy makeup, but like the Blake Monroe character, would she use anything that you can buy in a Walgreens? Like, doesn't she seem like somebody who like goes to Sephora at the very least to get all of her product? Or,
I mean, that's not how sponsorships work. But
I understand that. I get it. But it rang false to me for her to be like, "Oh, you also use Maybelline?" to Ariana Venti. It was just it was weird, right?
I mean, she should be born with it. And somebody else should be Maybelline.
Right.
Huge news that Alex is not a woman. Next thing you know, we're going to find out Lola Vice is Latina. But no, I feel like you're right. I feel like the glamour is probably using like something fancy. Something Kylie Jenner and higher.
Like at least like Ulta? Is that a thing? Ulta? Like at least that level. Okay.
Ulta is like, it's very funny. The ones by me, at least. If you go into the right, it's like fancy and expensive. If you go into the left, it's like affordable, and accessible.
Clinique, yeah, there you go. That sounds like a product that I assume is higher end than Maybelline.
You assume correctly.
Okay. Anyway, once they're done doing the product placement, Ariana is like, I just want you to know I don't love JG, and I want you to know that we are not related. And I said to myself, that's a weird thing to say. Why would she assume you were related? Oh, right, your name isn't actually Ariana Venti. like a bunch of the people who watch the show sometimes get confused because our nicknames for people aren't their actual names. It has never legitimately happened to me before tonight. Tonight, I forgot that her name was Ariana Grace. I knew it wasn't Ariana Venti, but if you asked me, you have 5 guesses. What is her actual last name if it's not Venti? I would never have said Grace. Ever. I would have said
Grande.
What's her dad's fake name?
Morella.
I would have said her name was Ariana Morella before I would have ever said Ariana Grace.
I mean, in canon, it kind of should be. Allie Albright dubbed them the Grace and the Glamour, and I was like, I see the vision. I appreciate that. This is a rather disruptive product placement, and I know all of them are because they've now made the ring mat on the main roster look like a laptop from 2004, but like with the stickers on it. But this is like so engineered in there. But they got the right people to do it. This is perfectly fine. What Nikita Lions was doing in the background as her Gypsy Renaissance Fair.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Let's just pull up that picture one more time because it delights me.
Anyway, so
I've never felt this free in my life. Look at this. I have never achieved this level of being not stressed.
Yeah.
I have an anxiety disorder. I will never know this nirvana.
The Dalai Lama is looking at her and being like, wow, girl, you are at one with everything.
Is the earth round? Is the earth flat? I don't care. Look at this. She is so relaxed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's
I didn't pay attention to this segment at all because I was distracted by Nikita Lions, who is an evolved talent currently. In the background there. Oh my God.
Then wouldn't you know what, Jordynne happens to walk right in and decide she's gonna fight.
Stunned.
Mariah May, Blake Monroe. And then I guess she pushes because Callie Armstrong is in there and she's like tries to stop the fight and Jordynne pushes her and says, after Blake Monroe runs away, Callie's like, hey, you this is twice that you've messed with my stuff. So now we got beef. And then she leaves and Jordynne's like, is she serious? And they're like, yeah, she's serious. I was like, okay, cool. Hey, this is great. So this will inevitably end because you wouldn't. Why would you do that? That'd be dumb. Why would you bring the Evolved Champion to NXT to have them lose a match clean? Nobody would do that. So Blake Monroe is going to come in and not cost Jordynne the match, but like directly interfere, and the ref sees it, so he has to call for the bell. Because you don't want Jordynne Grace taking a loss either. But you definitely, I mean, nobody would do that. Would bring the champion, the unbeatable champion on Evolve. I believe she might be undefeated. And bring them to NXT and have them lose, just straight up lose. You would never, no one would, I cannot stress enough how little anyone would do that.
Nobody would dream of such a thing. Yeah. Hey, my dad responded to JW Pringle.
Oh, good. Please do.
He said, had trouble staying awake, so I watched NXT. Just kidding. I'm binge watching old BattleBots episodes with JW Pringle. I got booted out of the BattleBots spot. Now JW Pringle and I have heat, but good luck. We're all counting on you, he says. BattleBots absolutely rules. You can watch episodes on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I will eventually be doing them on my own channel because they rule.
Right. So Javon Evans, they broke into the opening match between the women to like show him walking through the parking lot. We haven't heard from Javon Evans since he lost his match to Oba Femi. Oh, thank God he's all right. And then he walks through the backstage like, okay, well, here's.
Do you know what my thought was? Tony D'Angelo was possibly murdered. We haven't heard from him in like a month. And that's just fine.
Nobody cares about him. No, we haven't heard from Tony D'Angelo in a much longer time.
Weeks, maybe a month at this point.
Yeah.
I have to take exception with the unequal weight that is assigned to
right. Me too.
How much they care about talent disappearing.
Right. So I did notice today trending on social media. I didn't click on it, but I did notice it trending. Hashtag proof of life. And I could only assume that was about Tony D'Angelo. Anyway, moving past that.
I can't imagine it would be about anything else.
it would only be about Tony D'Angelo. Where has he been?
Of course.
Is he all right? So
these are tailored trends.
Javon Evans comes to the ring and he's like, "Hey, everybody, yeah, I know I'm really down. I'm really, really sad. You know what? I found the hole in Javon Evans' game. This kid loves life way too much to pretend to be sad. You know what I mean? Like this is the thing about the one hole in Javon Evans' game is that this kid is too naturally ebullient to be a guy who's like, man, after I lost that match, I didn't even want to continue my career anymore. Like nobody buys it, dude. You want to bounce. I'm watching your legs, and they want to start bouncing, and you can't.
Your
you can't,
boy
you
is
stop.
Downtrodden. Doesn't have the same. Does not have the same effect.
Oh boy. And he's like, you know, like when I thought I won, I heard everyone shout, and then I realized that Oba's foot was under the rope, and then I was so distracted by that Oba took advantage and he beat me, and then I realized I let all of you down, and the crowd was like, "We still love you," and he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that though." He was trying to be Eeyore, but it just wasn't working out for him. That guy is the least Eeyore being on the planet.
Oh boy. It doesn't feel, it's not giving very young OG either, because that guy is like, he just kind of recalibrates and then reattacks. Like that's kind of what we've seen from Javon in the past.
This is the thing about it that I kind of hated, is that they had a really good opportunity for him to go to Oba Femi.
To go one-on-one with the Undertaker. Yeah.
No. To go up to Oba Femi, never that. But to go up to Oba Femi and be like, "Good match, big man. But I almost had you. You know I almost had you. My bad for not making sure your foot wasn't under the rope. But
that'll never happen again.
I have never been thrown that far. My God. I can't wait for next time." Like, have him be that guy, the guy that loves life so much that he's like, "I know I'm going to get another shot at you. And when I do, I know I can beat you. I respect the hell out of you. You're the best champion I've ever seen. But I know I can beat you. And next time I'm gonna. So you better hope I don't get another shot at that title for a long ass time." And that makes us love him even more. And maybe if he fights and claws his way back to another shot, and he comes that close again, maybe then it can feel like the weight of the, like, I did everything I was supposed to do. I beat this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. There was a fatal 4-way qualifying match. I beat all of those guys. The best NXT's got to offer. I went in there against Oba Femi. I had the match of my life, and it still wasn't enough. Then you can have that. He went into that match on top of the world, not thinking like, this is it for me. Maybe if I don't win this thing, I don't get another shot at this or whatever. He doesn't get to be super sad sack guy after losing a match he should have probably won his first attempt one-on-one for the world title. He isn't going to be like, "Oh, geez.
Oh, no." He also isn't, because he's a face, he's not cocky guy that got too far ahead of himself either. You know what I mean? Where the whole time he was like, I got this. I don't got this. So I don't, it felt like a disproportionate response in that way, but
so
they made it so much worse.
They did. The first time they made it so much worse was when I thought they were actually going to bring out the Undertaker.
I was like, why is he going to get choke slammed? No,
he's not getting choke slammed. The Undertaker was the guy who said you should go after Oba Femi, because Javon Evans hadn't had that thought himself yet. So I thought he was gonna come out and do another pep talk to Javon Evans. And the reason that Javon Evans wins the world title eventually will be because the Undertaker gave him the confidence to do it, which angers me to my very core.
Don't Evans. Say it out loud.
Not like, but that was what they were implying with him with the motorcycle and the film of him pulling into the parking lot and then getting out in the big boots walking toward everything. And then there's literally gong and the crowd loses their mind, but it's Josh Briggs. Which was a good troll job of this particular thing. But this crowd has decided that Josh Briggs is the most dastardly heel they have on the roster. They will not let him get a word in edgewise. He is 2023 Dominic Mysterio levels of being booed. And I don't know what Josh Briggs did to get that over as a heel.
So first of all, I was absolutely they had me in the first half, not gonna lie, meme, because they got me. I thought for sure Vic Joseph was gonna be like, my God, it's LFG season 2 mentor. The Undertaker is here.
Yeah.
And then I thought he was gonna be like, you're under 40. I have to choke slam you by law.
No.
And then would have been so sad.
It was that one time where he choke slammed Braun Breaker and said to Carmelo Hayes, you're great, kid. You're gonna be one of the best of all time one day. Because he talks up the good guys and choke slams the bad guys. That's his deal.
I just didn't know he was allowed to make appearances without doing a choke slam to a promising young talent anymore.
Right. Well,
who I shouldn't believe would be in that
apparently
situation.
He's got a protege because Josh Briggs is doing choke slams now.
Yes.
He talks some shit to Javon about how you're never gonna beat him. And you could have just walked up to Oba and wanted a rematch, but no, you got all sad and let Ricky Starks worm his way in. No, you let Ricky Starks worm his way in when he beat your ass last week. You could have beat Ricky Starks and then you'd be the number one contender and you wouldn't have any of this stuff to do. But
it's Saints now.
Yeah, whatever. He's always gonna be Ricky Starks to me. He choke slams Javon onto a table, onto a chair. Choke slams him onto a chair. Yeah, this is something we're gonna do. I mean, Briggs is hugely over as the heel who gets heat. I don't know why. I mean, he does fine work, but like it's not like Don Callis level of like he's like like that's not and Javon is already hugely over as a babyface, and I guess working with a guy who gets this much heat will make him seem more over. I don't know. But so that's what we're getting out of this is Javon Evans is going to keep busy with some stuff for Josh Briggs. This is going to last past No Mercy. Javon Evans and Briggs will do a spin the wheel, make the deal match at Halloween Havoc. I don't know what it's going to land on, but for sure that's one of the almost certainly. Almost certainly. Well, no. What I want is a 2 vests on a pole match. I want that.
Bro, that's a great idea, bro. Mm-hmm. I love it, bro. I bet you're right. I bet that's what they'll do. And man, I feel so in the know doing the show that I wish there was somewhere where I actually could bet on wrestling, but that doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
Mm-mm. I'd have to check with my bookie about it to see if it's an option, and I don't think it is.
Do you have a bookie?
My bookie? You want to know about my bookie?
I want to know about your my bookie.
I kind of want to know if Sean has a bookie. AG.
Oh my God, you can bet on pro wrestling? Yeah, you can at mybookie.ag. Then, when you use the code FIGHTFUL, you get a $50 bonus on your $100 deposit or a $100 bonus on a $200 deposit. If you think you know more than the casual fan, than the average fan about what's going to happen on the upcoming pro wrestling shows, head over to MyBookie. Test your mettle over there. But it's not just pro wrestling. It's UFC. We've covered UFC odds for years here at Fightful, and we are getting them exclusively from MyBookie. Sports all across the world. They have live casino games, table games, slot games, all kinds of stuff at MyBookie. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do that and use the code FIGHTFUL. Now, we only want you to bet what you can, and please bet responsibly, but use that code FIGHTFUL and get that fantastic bonus and make a little money off something that you might have a little bit of an education on here in pro wrestling.
I've learned so much in the short time that ad read happened.
Yeah. Yes.
If you use MyBookie AG and you win money, this is how you're going to be feeling. Just like this. You're going to be like, I have so much money, I don't have a care in the world. I'm wearing green as a genie to symbolize how much money I made. I can't confirm that Nikita Lions uses MyBookie AG. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. I'm not a scoopster. But, like, the context clues are there. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
I feel like Nikita Lions would bet wrong on matches she is in. Like, where she already knows the finish, she would do it wrong. I feel like.
She's like, I don't know, though. Anything can happen. Yeah. It's a live show.
Yeah. That's right. It also feels like Nikita Lions could absolutely become the Pete Rose of wrestling gambling.
Oh, now that's actually a great gimmick. I love that idea.
That could be good. Yeah.
Alex, as you know, I'm great at segues.
Yes, you're the best at segues, Kate. No one is better than you at segues.
And
this upcoming segue in no way will belie any of the things I've just said.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're so silly that there's not really like openings for
yeah, I know.
Well, now
and that's even less of an opening now.
Disruptosaurus is here. Hi, Sean.
2001, a year, some would say underrated in light or maybe in spite of certain things. A lot of things happened in 2001. Barry Bonds broke home run record.
Guess he did.
WWF bought out WCW and ECW. Those were things that happened.
Yes.
I believe that was the year that Michael Jordan came out of retirement. I believe so.
Okay.
1, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the year. That's definitely the year. Can you remember who won the Super Bowl, Alex?
In 2001?
Well, I'm at a computer, so it was the Ravens. So that's another tragedy that occurred.
Well, that was the 2000 season, though, but just happened to happen in January of 2001.
Yeah, that existed in 2001.
Okay. Technically, I get what you're saying, yes.
Yeah, people are like, it's funny because if anybody else ran on my show and they didn't have lights on, I would be upset. But like,
yeah,
listen,
I know. You own the whole place. I get it.
I run this shit.
Yes, yeah.
I wonder if there were any cinematic masterpieces that came out in 2001.
I had SP3 angling to make a cameo on this review, like putting over today how knowledgeable he was about Tom Green's career, as if he was going to tell me something that I didn't know, as if he was going to get into the Glenn Humplick lore or something like that, as if he was going to break down the intricacies of the Bum Bum song.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was going to get in the weeds about Tom Green's relationship with Monica Lewinsky, which was actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the weeds, you say?
Pardon me?
In the weeds, you say?
Yeah. September 11th. We haven't nailed down a time yet, but it's September 11th.
Yes. Yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
What's
and
happening?
I am counting. The Freddy Got Fingered review is happening on September 11th.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, I spent a lot of money on these GD puppets, okay?
I know.
Spent a lot of money on these bad boys.
I'm aware.
I'm about 2 sponsorships deep right now from the same person, by the way.
Okay.
Hit me up. $100 gets your ad read. You can clip it. You can put it wherever you want. Link in the description. Social media play. I got 320,000 followers. 327,000. Sorry.
Wow.
Woohoo!
But also, if you just want to be here and super chat, humper chat, we greatly appreciate it. Inflation is kicking Fightful Select's ass. Please subscribe over there. Help me chip away at what I'm doing. I'm trying to make you guys happy. And by you guys, I mean chat. I don't mean these two people on the show.
That's abundantly clear.
That is true. Yeah.
Although, listen, if somebody said to me, I'm going to give you a puppet of you for a 2-hour stream, I'd do. If Jimmy said he'd give me that dumbass rubber head that he won't give me for a 2-hour stream, I'd do.
Well, that's your likeness, though. That's different.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the puppets are too, but
he opted to leave for months as opposed to do it. He's on hiatus now. I got like Denise Salcedo and Simon Miller and Luke Owen and Tom Campbell doing these shows with me over the next few months. Like, there were people that literally hate me. Yeah. JD from New York literally posted a comment and was like, I'll host with you. I'm like, damn, man.
That'd be some must-see TV right there.
But I mean, like, everybody
SRS
was ready.
from KY.
That's how excited people were for Jimmy to just get the hell off the air, by the way. Even people that don't like me were like, whatever it takes to get this guy off the air. Like, they feel bad for me at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I want people to feel for you all. That's what I'm trying to do for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I want the dozens of people that have put sour grapes on the exit survey of Fightful Select to feel bad for you and say, what did Sean make them do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting a puppet of myself. I'm fine.
I'm very excited for the puppet. You have no idea how excited I am for the puppet.
I've paid for the puppets.
Right.
I was getting them is a whole different thing.
There's so many things that can happen between Bulgaria and my address.
Yes. Like, there have been times, and Kate can attest to this as well. I'd be like, hey, Maggie, I'm going to send you something. She's like, why? Like,
good luck.
They go through our shit anyway.
Yeah. In other news related to our show, Sean, I
need your addresses, by the way.
Okay, okay, I'll send it to you again. So I wanted to know your thoughts on this and how actionable it might be.
Oh, I knew. Okay, so listen.
What I love about
got some conflicts here.
It just completely
I got some conflicts here.
Okay.
Freelance doesn't feed us news or scoops. Freelance doesn't feed us news or scoops. If they want to start leaking me their like main events, I would consider forgiving this. But here's the conflict I'm in.
Yeah.
The gentleman on the top left is hosting the hump with me.
Yeah.
In a few weeks. The gentleman who is on the like Warheads logo saved my match with Shaza, which I don't know if is a good thing or a bad thing. But Shaza, I had the kendo sticks for our match mailed to her because she was driving to the show. Yeah. And I couldn't take them through TSA, right?
Right.
She takes them to the venue the night before where there's another show and they get stolen.
Oh, no.
And the next day, she's freaking out. She's like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's okay. Well, we're fine. Well, I'm not panicking. Not really. And I'm like, well, we will be fine. But she's like finding pool cues and stuff. And I'm like, well, first off, no.
Right.
Those hurt. And then Trevor Outlaw, the gentleman on this poster, said, hey, my girlfriend will go get my kendo stick if you need it. And I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And I am forever grateful.
Yeah.
I am forever grateful. However, I do feel a little Tazish here. I feel like maybe they should have hit us up and said, what if we use this for a name of a show? Because there's no way they haven't heard of it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's very easily Googleable.
Yes. Even if it's like a subconscious thing, like, you know, where some comedians don't realize they've taken other comedians' jokes because they've heard it. And it's like, I'm just saying, freelance, give me all your scoops, leak me your main events like some other indies do, and I'm happy to do it. Love it. Love it when somebody is like, hey, Amazing Red and Low Key are fighting again. Hell yeah, I'll break that.
Let's
Give me that.
go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think that, you know what? I was flattered when I saw it because I remember the first time when Alex pitched this idea and he told me the name, I was like, that's good. That's a good one.
It's very good. And
It is.
I'm very, very proud of it. And I
should be.
Yeah.
And I understand that you want to kill these people.
I don't want to kill them. I just want 10% of the gate. That's all I want.
10%
I think
of
it's,
the
I think
Well,
it's,
buddy, it ain't that far from where you live, is it?
I know.
We talked about this.
I should do a run-in, hit somebody with a chair.
Frank the Clown
There's
absolutely getting
Sour
hit with a
Graps in
chair.
this town.
This town ain't big enough, both of us, Sour Graps. And JW Pringle saying that you're in bed with the sour fakes. The plot thickens. Hey, man, we just want the name.
Listen, I just, leak me some stuff.
Mhm.
And it won't get Alex off your back. He's the one who created it. It's his. Like if he left Fightful, he could take Sour. I'm not going to be like, Alex, no, we own Sour Graps. That wouldn't be a thing that I did. It's his.
No, you're
Sean's just easily bought. Is
too
what
much
he's
of a
saying.
stand-up guy for that.
Yes. Like I couldn't imagine committing to an IP like Grapsity, for example. If they hit me up and they said, well, we want to do it on our own channel, I'd be like, okay, good luck. You can take that with you. Doesn't buy, like I haven't put anything into it. They did. You put stuff into Sour Grapes and Sour Graps as well.
Into
but
what?
Sour Gripes. Sour Gripes.
Moon
Sour
grapes?
Gripes is a fair segment name, honestly.
Sure. Yes. True.
Kind of our whole show.
Somebody says it's saying ASRSMR with Sean in the dark. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausage? I can walk back as fast as you can. It's the backwards man. The backwards man.
I feel like Alex should live tweet his viewing experience of it. I think that'll get people to tune in.
I would honestly,
from the Fightful
pretty,
account.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. we do have other sponsors.
I don't know about that either. No, I don't think that's a good idea. But
me, not with
I'm planning on taking copious notes. And
that is going to be a Fightful. I think I might make that a free Fightful Select post.
Okay. All right.
Like we had quotes from Neo today because he played T-Pain in Tekken. Fightful got a quote from Neo, the R&B artist. So I'm like, I'll just put anything on that free tier. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Respect.
I'm sure this will be it. This will be the thing where people go, inflation is hitting us hard, but now I'm back in on that Fightful.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because of a Freddy Got Fingered review.
That's right.
You know what this is? This is the AM radio station sponsoring the Hot Rod Jump.
It is.
It
is basically that. Yes. Yeah.
This is the same thing.
This is the same thing.
I'm going to get a tattoo of the bootleg Calvin and Hobbes cartoon urinating on aggregators is what I'm going to do.
Excellent.
My hooves.
Your hooves. Yep.
Hooves. My hooves.
Mm-hmm.
The Ceases are messaging me right now.
Yeah.
And Allie, I'm going to ask you. I just assume they're always both here. Like they're not conjoined twins, but I've never seen them without one. One time I've seen them without one another. One time, and the other one showed up later. So I'm going to ask Allie, Emily, are you all watching the movie? Are you all going to watch it? That's what I want to know. Are these two people that I affectionately refer to as my adult children, are they going to watch this in support of my vision and my story?
Are they joining the vision? Is that what you're asking?
Are they joining the vision? And yes, this answer does tie into any possibility of me ever working a match with you, Allie. Which again, is something I would really love to do, but
Yeah.
the answers have got to be right.
Yeah.
Emily's too busy with school, but I might attempt to watch it. That'll be 35. Emily is not too busy with school. She's what? A nurse? Like, come on, you could learn a lot of nursely things here. Oh, hey, the main character works in a health, a medical facility. One of the characters does.
I don't think that's how that works. Like, I don't think you get to.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you all do for your movie reviews. So why the hell not?
Yeah.
That I learned from watching you. What the hell are you talking about?
I learned it
Very
watching
nursely.
you.
I did.
Mhm.
Well, let me just see something.
Okay.
You're gonna see something?
I'm gonna check out what NFL game I'm gonna be missing. Commanders and Packers. I'm gonna be missing a good part of the end of Commanders and Packers for this review.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
you
a
will.
good game.
Yeah,
Amazon had the games the last few years, and they said, no.
Yeah.
We're getting that good stuff.
Yeah.
This will be better. This will be better.
Yeah. And probably as long as an NFL game.
Probably.
Sure.
I mean, listen, if you got, how long did you get out of Hot Rod?
2 plus.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
2 plus.
That included you running in, though.
Yeah, that did include you
Well,
for half an
buddy,
hour.
this one's gonna involve me running in. I'm doing
It is-
the
it is
intro
true.
as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Give me a puppet. You could hang out.
In fact, I might release the Hot Rod review as a bit of a preview.
Okay.
You should, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Why not?
It is 2 hours and 34 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, there is significantly more to talk about in Freddy Got Fingered.
I believe it.
Cool
I believe
beans.
it. Yeah.
So, by the way, interesting news coming 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday.
Oh.
A little taste of. You know what? Kate, did I tell you what it was?
I think so.
Alex, I'll tell you in the private chat.
Okay. Oh, well, good. Now I'm looking very forward to seeing.
And
this.
don't hint at it, but I'll be a gentleman because it
Of
does
course.
affect you.
Okay.
Yes, that you did tell me.
And I'll tell people to keep their eyes on it.
Subscribe to Fightful Select if you want to be in with the cool kids on this information. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Worth $5.99 a month if I've ever seen it.
Guys, I very much look forward to next week. Obviously, this will not be the last time you see me before then.
No, well,
Because I am
Obviously.
in full promoter mode.
yeah, full promoter mode.
Do you have any wrestling DIY puns before you go?
No, but I did watch 40-Year-Old Virgin in theaters last week.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene where Steve Carell's character is trying to play David Caruso in Jade.
Mm.
And his thing is to just repeat everything that a woman says to him. And she's like, "We've got a great DIY section." And he goes, "Do you like to do it yourself?"
See, the thing is, it's supposed to include wrestling, though.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
No. None of my shit. Listen, I'm off the clock right now. You're not,
Yeah, no,
but I am.
No, I know. Yeah, no.
Oh, have any of you three
we're
watched
fully on the
Grandma's
clock right now?
Boy?
Yeah.
Buddy, I had a Grandma's Boy video on here during the entire build of Veer. The "Oh my God, I can't stop coming" video was on here because of Veer.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, Grandma's Boy is one of those movies that you like an awful lot as a teenager, and then you go back and you watch it later on, and you're like, "Oh, well,
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, you know what? I might watch it tonight. But
Okay. All right.
He thought Airplane was okay.
it was
Mhm.
okay. It was okay.
He's gonna
The
watch
woman
Grandma's
from
Boy.
Airplane is in Freddy Got Fingered.
The wife
Uh-huh.
of Rip Torn, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've learned a little.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. I know you're devastated because you love it when Sean comes in.
I mean, I don't. Did we have a clock on that? Because
It's
I
not
just-
as bad now that we're
own-
not properly 2 hours under the time limit, but
right. I get that point, but I only want to charge him overtime when it's because of him. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
he decides
yes,
to show up
no,
and
that's fair.
like make this thing a half hour longer than it needed to be, I'm like, well, I'm going to charge you time and a half.
I think that's fair.
I think it's entirely fair. Do you want to do the segue that you were?
Oh my
So
god, like
deftly
15
handling-
minutes ago when I was talking about how
at
great
least
my
20 minutes
segues
ago.
are.
Yeah.
I was just saying sometimes there's not like openings for vulnerability in all of our
Right.
silliness and our segues. So
Yeah.
I was just gonna pull this up with that one and say
Right.
from Everett Smith that this past Thursday, my mom passed away. I send this as a thank you for all the love, prayers, and support I've received from the Fightful family. Truly, you guys make hard times good and good times great. That's just like the if I could wish anything that could come from podcasting about professional wrestling, it has nothing to do with wrestling. It's stuff like this that you feel supported at a really hard time. Like there's not a wrestling match that outkicks the coverage of that at all. And I love that you said hard times good and good times great. Because if there's a mission statement that I could have behind what we do, that would be it. So I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine the pain that you're in, but I'm so glad that you find relief in what we do and the community that we have around it. So sending our love and our condolences to you.
I do not take for granted that that this community that we have created doing a very silly review of a very silly thing, professional wrestling, has comes here to gain a little bit of levity in their lives when they need it the most. I'm honored to be the person, one of the people that serves that purpose, because I know whenever I need that kind of thing, that that I have places that I go to for that, and I don't take that lightly. Everett, I cannot imagine the kind of grief that you'd be going through at a time like this, and obviously, you know, our thoughts go out to you. So sorry for your loss, and but in a strange way, happy that we could do anything to pull you out of that. It's important.
It's the most important. And there's no better way to jump from anything than to talk about a Freddy Got Fingered review for 18 minutes.
Right.
To then jump back into that. And
Yes.
now we'll resume talking about professional wrestling, but we love you so much. And please show love and support to him.
Yeah. They did a lovely little NXT focus on Zaya Brookside.
They did.
Telling us all about her, and she says, you know, she was NXT UK, and now she's in TNA. She says, like, you know, Candice LeRae might be a former Speed champion, but I'm the future one. And then she lost. And I love Candice LeRae, but it feels disingenuous to do the little video package to then book her just to lose the match straight up in less than 3 minutes. It just feels disingenuous because, like, I'm watching this and I go, a sub 3 minute match on an episode of NXT is a standard NXT squash. So having a title that is contested solely in sub 3 minute matches will always feel like the person that loses got squashed.
Sure.
And that's bad. That's a bad thing. It's fine because it's a Twitter video, so it has to be under a certain amount of time, and that's why it was perfect for that thing. But here it straight up doesn't work. Unless most of the matches are going to be draws, it straight up doesn't work.
I am tired of the revisionist history because everybody knows that Zaya faced Allie Albright. Mm-hmm. And probably wouldn't be at this stage in her career without that match. So that should have been in the video package. But yeah, I kind of waxed poetic about this last week that just I feel like this as a concept doesn't work because there's an art to the speed. There's an art to the time limit belt and there's an art to the 3-minute match. And you can't smoosh those together and make that work as a concept, in my opinion. It dilutes both of those ideas. So I don't like that. And it's also like, unless the story every time is that you have a giant as your speed champion and they're just going to go and squash people, it doesn't really work. And then on top of that, like you couldn't even pay off that story because you can't go beyond a 3-minute match. So it really doesn't work when it's a television device now, and they could just give us the Heritage Cup back, and then I wouldn't have to cry myself to sleep on a weekly basis.
Right. I love Candice. Candice is a former speed champion. She's a former NXT stalwart. Her winning makes sense, but you did a little video package for Zaya Brookside, and then she got squashed. Like. Well,
I mean, they can't lose a device as valuable as the speed title to a different promotion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Candice won with a tornado DDT and lion salt. And
yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Laney. Reed will win her match against I don't know, Fabi. Is that right? Fabi. It's Fabi?
Yes.
I think it's Fabi. Next week. Laney's gonna win that, and she's gonna beat Candice LeRae, and then Laney's probably gonna beat Sol Ruka. So
that's
anyway,
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Briggs, he goes backstage. He's like, everybody wants something to say to me. And then Leafy Green Dixon stands up. And I was like, okay. All right. Good for you, Leafy Green Dixon. Standing up for yourself, deciding, hey, he says that's not cool what you did to Javon Evans. And I was like, I was really impressed with Leafy Green Dixon in that tag match that he had. I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, he was great.
And I was like, this is a really good way of having him go out there and valiantly try to defend the honor of the locker room, getting some good shots on Briggs, and then Briggs beats him. You know what I mean? Like that feels like a good thing to do with a good up and coming young talent like Leafy Green Dixon. And no, it's just Andre Chase.
Sure.
Because Leafy Green Dixon volunteers Andre Chase to be the guy who will face Briggs. And I can't think of a more 2022 ass match in this fucking company than Double Vest versus Andre Chase of Chase University. Just fuck no.
Well, I like it because the main roster is like, we're going to take it back to 2012. And NXT is like, we are young, we are fresh, we are modern. We're going to take it back to 3 years ago. So I appreciate that. But Briggs goes through all of Chase U, I guess. Like, but it's already the Chase U kind of leftovers. So I don't know. This whole reboot angle has felt like a misuse of all of the talent involved, and it doesn't feel like the matches are related to the story that they tell at all, which isn't great. Like, I don't feel like anybody learns anything from the matches that they have and they go back to Chase U and they make it better. Like, they just are like, well, we lost that tag match. whatever. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any connective tissue with any of it. And even when there was connective tissue, I didn't think it was all that great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So he's yelling at Leafy Green and mustache ponytail and ponytail mustache. And Chase walks in and says, "Hey, now chill. We're not allowed to do that here. Please stop." And Briggs is like, "Ooh." And Leafy Green is like, "We're gonna go talk to Ava, get a match with you and Mr. Chase." And Andre Chase is like, "Oh boy." So that's the thing. So all the tag teams, all three of them, are in Ava's office, and she's like, "Hey, I talked to Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, and I really want an NXT team to get a shot at the women's tag team titles. So we're gonna have an elimination match next week between Taters and Izzy and Horse Girl and Consonance and Zaruka, and the winner of them winner that match is gonna lose to Charlotte and Alexa Bliss." And
correct.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Sounds great.
Give them the tag titles back. Merging them was stupid. That's my thoughts.
Oh yeah, that was the JC also
they need them on this program.
Yeah. JC also made sure to take time to level a shot at Consonance at Jasmine Nix. So like, just if you're gonna do the thing, do the thing. Just don't waste my time teasing the thing the same amount every week for 6 months. Just do it. Just do the thing.
They have no other. They have to get the most out of it that they can because they have no other stories. Though every story is this.
Yes, every story is this.
That's the problem.
So hold on. This is one of those things where somebody sends in a thing, and then I wonder what I watched. If they watched something different than what I watched, is the Netflix? Are you watching the Netflix feed and they get a different cut of the thing that I watched? Because Orion Ben says Dork State with a great promo. What universe is this? What promo were you watching? This was them reintroducing themselves. They've been on television now for 7 months. I don't care that Osiris Griffin played for the Saints for like 3 weeks in the practice squad. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Do something. Do something with the television show I'm watching. I don't care. Do it.
Pick a direction and stick with it. That's all. Pick one, like preferably a good one. They've. I don't know how I'm supposed to get reinvested when they've done what they've done with him.
I realized
they used a man's own blood when they showed up and they attacked the world champion to then be the only people to lose to Matt Cardona in the past, like to be the only people to lose in TNA to Matt Cardona in his hometown.
Okay.
To haha behind you promos. Pick a fucking direction. Yeah. Do it.
Now I realize why I hated this promo so much. Because this promo made me say Bully Ray was right. Because in this promo, they show footage of a season of LFG when Bully Ray comes in and says, "If it was up to me and you were at my wrestling school, I'd tell you to pack your bags and go home. You don't belong in this business." He said it to Cutler. Whatever his fucking name is, Cutler. And he said, I would say good luck in your future endeavors to Cutler. And I was like, yeah, Bully Ray, you tell him. Oh, damn. It didn't work because he's on this show, which is much better than LFG. And also, I don't want to agree with Bully Ray on anything.
It is.
So that's why I hated this promo.
It is a tough time. It is a tough time when you end up agreeing with someone like Bully Ray. Just to your point, like, why are we getting I'm glad it wasn't goofy and dumb, But like it's also it's so elementary school on the show, Alex, where it's like we have to present you with the information so in the most basic way that a first grader could understand it instead of showing you. But they've booted the showing us so much that the only thing they can do is tell us, because they've done such a bad job rolling this out that they kind of have to start from scratch with this stuff. But if they just won a bunch of matches and were intimidating and maybe didn't have lights that gave people seizures all the time, we're in a totally different thing, because the talent in this stable is there. That's actually what's so maddening about it is I see Osiris Griffin, I see Saquon Shugars, I see Dion Lennox, and I'm like, these guys can go. I genuinely can't really make any deductions on Jay Cutler, because I really, other than the silliness and like one match where he was the third most important guy, I haven't seen.
You can make judgments on Jay Cutler. He was a pretty terrible quarterback. But Cutler, whatever his last name is,
Cutler James.
Cutler James.
Oh, no.
There you go. Yeah, Jay Cutler had a hell of an arm, but could not put it in the right place.
This guy, I feel like he's gonna be Uncle Rico. This poor guy.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that was funny. Cutler James, I can't really make any assumptions on. Jay Cutler, we've tried that experiment before, and it did not work out. But we were all really nervous, and they were like, you had every right to be, because the pieces are there, and that's what's maddening. Is I'm like, the pieces are there. So that means the creative is in the way instead of helping the performers. That's the number one thing that in any wrestling company, but especially WWE, drives me nuts, is when creative stunts performers. Hi, Duke Hudson. How you doing?
Yeah.
That's my little CM Punk moment for you. Instead of elevates them. Because when you see somebody's raw talent and you're like, why are they doing that with them? That's the most maddening thing in the world.
Yeah. I agreed. It's so obvious to me that what this group should be is don't stop calling them DarkState, because that just feels like they're a group of hackers. You know what I mean? These are an entirely different type of group than what you presented them as originally. I would immediately lose the Shield half face mask things, because that draws comparison to something that's way bigger than they're ever going to be. It's always going to make them feel like the little bro thing version of that, and that's dumb.
Timu Shield, which is unfair to them.
Right. I would kick Cutler out of the group immediately, and I would have just three of them, because you keep doing 6-man tags, and one of them's not tagging. Like, just make the group of 3. And Saquon's the leader. Dion Lennox is the right-hand man who flies off the handle, and Osiris is the muscle. I think those 3 guys together really work, because Saquon can cut a hell of a promo. He's a really great worker. Dion Lennox really impresses me, but he has the lieutenant who the leader trusts 90% of the time, but that 10% of the time he's a wild card he can't manage.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really cool thing. And Osiris is just the loyal soldier who strides into battle and shrugs off everything and beats people up. Those 3 guys together, I honestly feel like are the making of a really good 3-man group. If they had trios titles in NXT, I absolutely believe those are the kinds of guys that have like an 8-month title reign in them. I've never thought Cutler fit with the group. And now they've decided, okay, here's a guy. My backstory is that I was on a reality show, and one of the judges didn't like me, and that's why I need to be a tag champion now. Like, that puts him further afield from the other 3 guys. So I love the idea of Saquon Shugars, a respected but maybe a little too cocky for his own good indie guy, comes to NXT and finally gets signed by them, and then realizes, on my own, I'm not going to make it because I ruffle too many feathers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find two like-minded individuals that the former athletes who I know have got it right upstairs, but they'll also follow my every lead. It's a perfect little trio to go forth into battle with, and they've decided to muck it up by having an unnecessarily fourth guy who doesn't fit, and then making them comparable to other things where they're dressed all in black, so it's kind of like Retribution. They got the little half mast of the shield. The lights go out and they appear in the crowd. Like no, there's so many other things. Just make it simple. And honestly, it could work. It's too late now. You can't put all that toothpaste back in the tube. But originally they had the makings of something that could have been great. And now I don't care to see the act. I want them to split up entirely. And I need Saquon Shugars to be treated as the star of this group that he is.
I also think we talked about this a lot with Imperium of like, there's just more interesting things that can happen when there's 3 people in a group than 4 or 2, because somebody could be won over if 2 people have a disagreement. Like there's just an odd numbers make for better story than even numbers in stables, because there's a tiebreaker right away, right? So like that's a big piece of it too. I hate to, like, I know that the bigger picture is developmental, so I get like trying to try different promos where you're pulling different things out of guys and seeing what works and doesn't. That's just the nature of the beast. So I understand that, even if it doesn't feel fit for weekly television, I understand the intent behind it. I think you're doing them a disservice, as you said, by giving them Shield attire, Retribution vibes. Like if they had just been there, like we're like, there's not a lot of people that watch NXT on a weekly basis that I hear from. There's a lot of people that watch it in GIF form or whatever that make conclusions about this program. And I think that's going to be really unfair to those guys.
I fully agree. Okay. So, Trick Williams comes to the ring and he says, I said I was the greatest NXT superstar of all time, or whatever, the most must-see, or whatever he says. And I thought that was going to bring some NXT old heads crawling out of the woodwork to tell me, no, actually I was. And then nobody did. And I was like, oh. Well, I think I missed it when he said that. I know he said he was the greatest TNA champion of all time. And, you know, that's just something people say. But the NXT thing, I didn't think that it would bring old NXT guys to show up. And I was like, oh, then, yeah, they're doing the Full Sail show. That makes sense.
Right.
But him mentioning it tonight becomes like, oh, who's coming out? And this is a literal thing that I thought 12 seconds before they showed up. It would be cool if it was DIY, but they're mega heel on SmackDown. It would not make sense for them to come back and be baby faces to talk to Trick Williams. It's too bad. It's too bad they're mega heel on SmackDown, because it would be kind of perfect for those guys to be the old guard of the original NXT. Too bad they're mega heel on SmackDown and it wouldn't make any sense. And then they walked in. And I don't know, man. Like, it's, I guess, whenever those guys show up to NXT, they're going to be cheered. So just run with it. But like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa on SmackDown are absolutely the type of guys on SmackDown who would go back to NXT and be like, can you believe we used to work in this dump? You know what I mean? Like, now we do SmackDown in front of 15,000 people. Here it's like 300 of you, and you all have the same brain. Like, cool it with a chance, guys. Nobody cares. Like, they'd absolutely be doing that. They would do that, but they're not now. They're not allowed to be that because they have to have a tag program with Trick and Mello. So
I mean, at least they'll be doing something with Carmelo that isn't the Miz.
yeah, I mean
But
that's true.
it is there's just never gonna be continuity between NXT and the main roster. Like it's brutal. And you could also do a thing where DIY is still pretty heelish in their actions of like, no, you're not. And they're still heels. They're dickhead, arrogant heels about the fact that they're the best. But they are mega, mega over whenever they come to NXT. That's inevitable. And I'm a believer not going against the grain. What you said is kind of what Trick said, which was interesting of like, wait till I get that Raw or SmackDown contract and I'm performing in front of all of these people. My thing right now is I'm like, but you have the TNA title, which Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa don't have any attachment to. Like that was kind of my thing. I do appreciate that it's been 10 years to the day. That's pretty cool.
That was cool. It's been 10 years to the day since their NXT debut.
That's what I kind of was like, all right, I'll forgive the baby faceness of it all because it is the anniversary of it. And I will say, I feel like we've done the black and gold versus new era story. It feels like 100 times. It might have only been 2, but I'm like, we've been here, done that so much.
Doing the NXT Homecoming show in Full Sail Arena, I'm willing for it to be a one night only on regular television. Everybody on the main roster who went through NXT who's available comes down and fights a current member of the NXT roster.
That's
like
cool.
I think that's actually a really cool gimmick show. You know what I mean?
I was kind of hoping it was going to be the Undertaker. Like Undertaker. Undertaker versus Trick Williams for the TNA title. Sorry. I guess the Jeremy Lambert is contagious today. I don't know.
I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see it. I just don't know who on the regular regular TNA roster that Taker's going to lay down for. You know what I mean? Not
Taker
Santana,
takes all.
Yeah. So I actually did like, it felt like old DIY. The promo felt, I liked it. And he says that he's gonna that they get into a little tiff with old Trick Williams. Trick gets super kicked, stereo kick, and all that stuff. They knock him out of the ring, and later they ask, "Hey, Trick Williams, what do you have to say about this?" It's like, you think you're the only guys who run too deep, or whatever it is. Like, you're the only person who has a partner around here. So it just, for that show, it just feels very Trick and Mello back together for one night only type of thing. Especially if we get a standoff this Friday on SmackDown between DIY and Mello and The Miz. You know what I mean? Like Mello and DIY run afoul of each other on SmackDown, which leads to Mello then teaming with Trick Williams. I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
it was run afoul. It's never run a fair.
It's never run a fair.
It isn't.
Javon is being checked on in medical, and he's like, "I'm fine." Ava's like, "Hey, if you promise not to interfere on Briggs's big match tonight with Andre Chase, then I promise that I will give you a match with Briggs next week." And Javon says, "Yeah, okay, cool." And then he's like, "All right, security, escort him from the building." And he's like, "You didn't have to do all that." And it's like, "You promised I would let you escort me out of the building?"
Yeah.
Like,
aggressive.
Ava's aggressive.
A proportionate response is all I ask for.
So the Tavian Heights and Ethan Page thing, whatever. They yell at each other about whose country is more patriotic.
No,
and then-
my friend. They yell at each other about that.
Okay. Ava says, like Ethan says, well, you're probably gonna make it a flag match, and
What are you gonna do? Put it on a pole, a flagpole? Huh?
and Ava says, well, now that you mentioned, I hadn't thought about doing it that way, but now I will. So next week it's gonna be a flag match between Tavian Heights and Ethan Page. It's not for the title. So
No, it's
Tavian
for the flag.
Tavian Heights is winning that. Yeah.
I think so. And I want that to be a trilogy, so I'm fine with that.
What's the flag match?
Isn't it like capture the flag, where each person's flag is in the corner?
And so, okay, they start across the ring from each other. There are two neutral corners, and then
Correct.
two corners that have flags in them. And one flag is the American flag, and one flag is the Canadian flag. And you're trying to secure your flag, your country's flag. So it's as much about playing defense.
Is the professional wrestling version of capture the flag. For the match, two flags are placed on opposite turnbuckles, each representing a specific wrestler or team of wrestlers, and the object of the match is to retrieve the opponent's flag and raise it while defending the flag in the wrestler's corner.
So
that is according to prowrestling.fandom.com. So that's pretty official.
No, like that is no, I can't imagine that the way that Tavian Heights wins is by retrieving the Canadian flag and running it up a flagpole. That makes the least sense of anything that's ever happened. So that can't be it. He has to raise his own flag for him to win. But Tavian Heights is faster than Ethan Page and more athletic. Stop. Don't even play defense. Just let him go to your corner and you jump onto the top rope and grab it. You won. Like the match, it's going to be terrible. They've found a way to make Tavian Heights matches terrible by making it a mixed tag match and this shit. Just let the brilliantly athletic former Olympian wrestle good. Why would you put all of these impediments in his way?
You underestimate my dear Ethan Page, but I will say, I feel like this feels like a Jericho feud, and that it feels booked in reverse. It's gotten less muddy as time go. Like they'll end on a regular match. Like they should have started 1-on-1 and then worked to a flag match and then probably worked to a tag program. But they did it the opposite, which is I'm just gonna say it, silly.
Yeah. Almost as silly as Kelly Armstrong just losing clean in less than 8 minutes. And I'm not saying that I wanted her to beat Jordynne Grace. But
you're gonna have Blake Monroe out there anyway after.
Yeah, you have Blake Monroe coming out after the match and getting into it with Jordynne Grace. Kelly Armstrong looks really impressive.
Yes, she does.
She absolutely has all of the tools to, once she's 38, main event of WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So, but at this point, I really don't know. What, like, she feels like she's more of she could be NXT Women's Champion than a lot of the women who've been in NXT for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Lola Vice is beating JC Jane.
She has that presence about her.
I don't think she's beating JC Jane. I don't think she's ever going to be NXT. I don't think Jada Parker is. Last Legend is. They might be, but they don't feel like these people. There are people, the women who are in NXT that feel like they they feel like they should be at some point an NXT Women's Champion. Like it's Sol Ruka could easily trade in the smaller belt for the big belt before she goes. Zarya should be booked better than she is.
Yes.
Jordynne Grace feels like she could have been, but maybe that moment's lost. Blake Monroe definitely feels like she's gonna be. But like there's a whole bunch of women who've been around for a long time who maybe at one point felt like they had the inside track to being NXT Women's Champion, but now do not. Kalani Jordan does not anymore. Certain but this other thing is the other thing that's weird about it is that JC Jane never felt like she was a future women's champion.
Sure.
Ever. And she is, and she's been doing a very good job with it. But it still feels like she's holding the title for somebody else and has been, though, since like May. When did they
transitional champion.
You know what I mean? But a transitional championship reign to me doesn't last 4 months. A transitional championship
you're right.
reign
Actually,
lasts less than 2
she
months.
took it off of Steph, didn't she? That was
a while ago. You know? So
yeah.
I don't know. It's I don't know. I feel like Kelly Armstrong looked really great here, and she's definitely got a presence to her that makes her feel like as soon as she shows up on NXT proper full time, it is a countdown, a very short countdown to when she's holding some kind of gold. But her losing in less than 8 minutes to Jordynne Grace, and Kelly got in offense, and Jordynne sold for her. But when Jordynne pinned her, it was like, well, thank God I'm done with that shit. Now I got to face, my actual, program that I'm in, and just kind of dismissed the active. Nobody can beat her on the show that she is champion. Just you dismissed her as being not worthy of the thing above it. You know what I mean? And
this is why I wish they'd focus on their own product instead of the sub branches to the product more. Because I feel like there are people on the NXT roster that feel less important than people that work other places that feel more important on the show.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Right.
If you don't feel important in certain areas, I'm not even... Honestly, my internet's lagging, and I'm going to play a Blue Chew ad so that I can leave and then come back. That's I'm not even going to be cute about this
cool.
segment.
You dealing with a nosy mailman all up in your business about what you're ordering, what you're getting? Well, don't worry about it with BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. It ships discreetly. Discreetly. Fortunately for you, because the mailman's going to want to know what's going on. He's going to be delivering that mail to your house. He's going to hear all these sounds. He's going to be like, what's going on there? Well, I don't know, because this package doesn't say anything, but I have a feeling the package in there is saying something, and it will be, because of BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Helps get you that main event performance and confidence. And you get your first shipment free when you go to BlueChew.com and use the code FIGHTFUL. Like I said, same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but much more affordable and in a chewable. Take their online quiz, and then when approved, it ships straight to your door. My gosh. BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Mind your own business, mailman.
It was like I was never gone.
It's like you were never gone. Anyway, after the match, Blake Monroe comes out.
No way. There was a post-match brawl between these two?
There was a post-match brawl. And during it, Jordynne Grace apparently legitimately busted Blake Monroe in the mouth or the nose or something, because blood everywhere.
Ain't no Maybelline gonna fix that one, my friends.
So later they show just a close-up of her sitting there with blood dripping down her face, down her chin. And so you see a drop like extending as the medical team is putting on their little surgical gloves, and the security team is holding back Jordynne Grace. And they like show it in slow motion, and like and she's sitting there, she's like looking at her own blood, and she's just like shaking, right? And I thought that it was Blake Monroe being like, this woman's gonna kill me unless I figure out a way to get rid of her for good. This felt like a woman in the throes of panic to me.
Yes.
And Vic Joseph shows a clip of it and like, this is the woman from hell. I don't think we've ever seen Blake Monroe so angry. Jordynne Grace better watch out. I'm like, that's not the thing that Blake Monroe was communicating to me at all. I don't even like, weird.
No, and I feel like if there's anything Blake Monroe got really good at, it was selling things like that in AEW. Like she went to war with Toni Storm for spots like this. Kudos to her, because I actually thought she did a really good job with. I don't think she was supposed to get busted open, but I actually thought her performance of it, she turned into something that was very productive for the feud. But Vic Joseph normally on the nose with things like this. Rare swing and a miss.
Yeah. So you broke some news to me.
I did.
The DMs, and then also earlier tonight on the thing. Lola Vice, in fact, of Latin heritage. This is something somehow that I missed. I had no idea. Blindsided by it.
I wish she would just yell it in the ring without abandon.
I wish she would at least vocalize what her ethnicity was before she did a signature move, because that way I would know it.
This, while groundbreaking and shocking information, I'm kind of disappointed Sean didn't get the scoop on this. Makes me embarrassed to work here, to be quite honest. Boy, did they tell us nothing in a 4-minute video package or whatever this was.
Listen, this is the extension of her thing with Roxanne Perez, where out of the blue she had been awful to everybody and cocky and a heel, and then she cuts a promo to Roxanne Perez when she was like, okay, now I'm babyface now, and she starts crying about how she was in the finals to go to the Olympics for karate and had to go home to take care of her mom or something. And it was like, oh, we're doing tragedy in your own life, babyface promo from this woman. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. But it's an extension of that, where we show her neighborhood she grew up in, the Cuban district, Cuban heritage in Miami. They show her room she grew up in and all this stuff, and how much she loves her mom and her sister, dad and stuff. And like, okay, fine. Is this how we're building to a match? She's definitely losing to JC Jane. Like, we didn't need this.
This felt like a tourism.
I know Miami is a short drive
thing.
down the highway from Orlando, and it's easy for you to do this, but JC Jane seems more concerned with her stablemates getting a tag title shot than she is with Lola Vice. Like, Lola Vice just giving us a tour of her bedroom from when she was a child, and JC Jane like levying insults at her own stablemate. Have them?
Did I miss
each other?
Where she like had some sort of back to the title? Because like I didn't get that from this vignette. Was weird. I felt like this was a piece of Miami Tourism Board propaganda that got put there. We knew all this information about her because of the very dramatic promo that you referenced earlier. This is the personality trait she has. I'm Latina and I love my family.
And also she has a heck of a phone bill because she calls her mom every day. And also, she's got a direct line to the man upstairs. To
the Lord.
If she eats her vitamins every day, she's basically Hulk Hogan.
Well, there's some pretty key differences.
No, she's basically Hulk Hogan. As long as she's taking vitamins,
super
She's
important key
basically
differences.
Hulk Hogan.
Really, really clutch and important differences there. But
Basically Hulk Hogan.
I want
So
to know more about her than the two things I already knew about her. Tell me more about her, because she's really good and she's a badass. Tell me more
yeah.
things. Don't use a vignette to tell me things I already knew.
I know. So Briggs and Andre Chase. Andre Chase is established as who he is. We're not breaking new ground here. This is what he does. He does this. You got leafy green, you got ponytail mustache. They're at ringside. This is supposed to get over Briggs as a major threat. Why is he taking 7.5 minutes to beat Andre Chase? You know? Like, you could have added 4 minutes to the Callie Armstrong.
It was a little weird that he beat Andre Chase. Like, he should have had to face all three of them in a sense. You know what I mean? They love running interference, but not enough here.
You could easily have added 3 minutes to, or 4 minutes to Callie Armstrong and Jordynne Grace, and made Callie look like a real threat.
Sure.
And even done a thing where if you're gonna have Jordynne win, like before Blake comes out, you have Jordynne shake the hand of Callie Armstrong. Like, hell yeah, this is the kind of woman I like to fight. You could have put over Callie Armstrong in that way, made it a longer match, made it actually back and forth, and then you could have made this 3 minutes, which is probably what it should have been. Josh Briggs toying with his food, not 6.5 minutes into the match, taking a flying crossbody and almost not kicking out. If you want us to look at Josh Briggs as a threat,
at the same time,
to
it's
Javon
like
Evans, then No.
But I'm also supposed to believe Andre Chase is somebody that other people look to for guidance. You know what I mean?
But that's never been true. Like,
it's a little tricky.
He's not like, he doesn't win singles matches. Has he ever won a singles match? Like, he had a couple of tag team fluke victories that resulted in them winning tag titles.
Tag team champion. Yeah.
But I don't think he wins singles matches. You know, like anyway, he hits him with a choke slam and then a big boot to get the victory. And then we had a sore loser before with Jada Parker.
Right.
Sore loser, and this match gave us a sore winner. So we got the sore duo. We're batting 1,000 on sores, because, which is not a thing you want. You don't want more than one sore. One is too many, honestly. But if you have more than one sore, it's probably bad. Consult a physician. However, he is a sore winner, and he attacks both Leafy Green and Ponytail Mustache. He choke slams Ponytail Mustache through the announce table.
I think he was maybe mad that it took that long to put Andre Chase away, and he thinks these guys are goofballs. So I'm okay with this.
He was. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually more okay with the sore winning than the sore losing.
Especially because that's the character he is.
Yes, but they both need ointment.
Right. I would prefer no sores. Like, if you asked me how many sores are the optimum number of sores, I would say 0.
You know what 0 sores does? It makes you feel just like this. Mm-hmm. It's my life, but I don't have to worry about it.
There was a backstage segment where Hank and Tank were talking, giving a pep talk to Oba Femi and Ricky Saints, and Oba's just staring off in the middle distance, doing his little curls, and Hank's like, "Yeah, come on, we're gonna get up, we're gonna do it, yeah, good," you know, and then Tank is doing the same thing to Ricky, and like, that's right, we're gonna be on the same page, we're gonna take him out, we're gonna do it. And then they run off being excited, and Oba's like, "Friends of yours." It's like, they're not my friends. We're gonna what are you gonna do? You be like, do not worry about me. You worry about yourself. He's
the best.
He's the best.
Well, I would say he's the best, but Alex, right now he's the second best because we got this enormous chat from Batman time traveled.
Yeah, it's a jukebox. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, I misread it. I'm sorry, but thank you for the generous donation. We're gonna circle back around for it.
Yeah. I don't know what you thought it was, but it's definitely a jukebox. Okay, thank you so much. 1916 Batman, you're the best. Okay. There was a moment in this 8-man tag that is legitimately one of my top 5 favorite NXT moments of the entire time we have been doing this show together.
Okay.
Because I think it was entirely improvised in the moment and a shock to the person who didn't know it was happening. It read to me that way. And maybe Ricky Saints is a much better actor than I thought he was. Oba being big timing everybody, getting in the match, throwing everybody around, and he gets into the ring, and he's got the guy like in a little front face lock, and he walks over back to his corner, and he puts out his hand to tag in Ricky Saints, who tries to tag him, but he brings it back. And I was like, oh no, he won't tag in Ricky. He doesn't like Ricky. And then he does Ricky's pose. And Ricky Saints completely corpses. He nailed the pose, right? He cracks this smile first. This big Oba Femi genuine smile. And he does the pose. He does the Ricky Saints pose, and Ricky completely corpses. Like he had no idea it was going to happen. It was truly, genuinely this moment of honest, like it felt like real. Like it was a real thing of like, to break the ice between us, I'm going to show you that I've been watching your stuff. I know what your pose is. And Ricky being like, I had no idea that this dude was this guy. You know what I mean? Like it felt really, really fun. And I honestly loved it because it did feel like it was not at all overproduced or anything. It felt just natural,
organic,
and really fun.
Yeah.
And I loved that we got to see Oba showing a measure of like irreverent respect to Ricky by doing his pose for him. And then Ricky being like, man, that is hilarious. And so and then he gets tagged in, and they immediately start working well together for the first half of the match. And when the whole thing breaks down between them, the fact that during the match, we got to see them not just work well together as a tag team, but maybe almost becoming friends, makes they can't coexist by the end of the match. Then they brawl and they leave the match. Then they brawl backstage as the show closes. It makes all of that extra stuff feel more important, more impactful. We saw them almost becoming friends, and now they want to kill each other 10 minutes later. And because the thing only happens because Oba Femi chooses to do it, it means Oba Femi's the best booker they've got right now. Oba Femi doing that, he creates a story beat within the match that makes everything that happens at the end of the match and the post-match mean more. Basically, they give Oba Femi the pencil. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying across all brands, let Oba Femi book all the shows. He's so good.
He's great. That moment was so much fun because, to your point, it felt organic and unscripted, and I love moments that feel both in and out of kayfabe. Like it feels like he genuinely popped Ricky Saints, the person, and also the character. Like it those things that are they're just so magical when it feels like something a human being did as a part of his relationship with another human being, the performer. also is the right decision in character to drive things in a really fun direction, which is how I felt about that moment. And you're right, it does drive home because it was kind of like a can they coexist, and then they found out that they could and couldn't in the same breath, which I kind of liked that. Like that I've complained about how much we've seen this exact setup, usually against DarkState still, to get to singles matches like this. This was the most refreshing version of it. I'm just glad to be watching Ricky in matches that are good.
Yeah.
But him and Oba there's something there. There's like a special chemistry where I'm now very excited for the singles match because of some of the stuff that we saw tonight. And that makes I was excited for it anyway, because I think it's probably the top program that they can do in WWE NXT right now. But I also feel like now I'm like, okay, it's gonna deliver in the way that I was hoping it's gonna. I think like I'm looking forward to that very much.
I also forgot that I really like Hank and Tank. I think they're also genuinely fun goofball characters that like honestly work. And then when they get in the ring, they're a lot of fun to watch. They're throwing their giant bodies all over the place at an electric rate of speed. They're fun. But them doing the Oba strut as Oba was walking to the ring was just glorious. Like, as they're standing on either side of Ricky and Ricky's just watching and they're doing this. They're doing the Oba strut, which is
it's so charming.
Yeah, it's so great. Like I thought it was so fun. And
it made me annoyed that they did nothing with the tag run, because I feel like they actually could have done some real magic along the way. Like it made me a little frustrated by that.
This is the thing: is that they did when the Creeds were tag champions, they did nothing with them as champs. They lost the belts and they never really got them back. And I was like, I said to myself,
what if I told you?
But hold on. Because I was saying to myself at the time, it doesn't really matter what they do with their NXT title run. They're going to be like 10-time and like WWE champs in like the first 4 years. Look at them. Look how great they are. You can't possibly not see what a giant star Julius Creed is going to be, but they don't have room for him as a single star. So he's going to be the star of the tag team division. Obviously, at least they're going to be tag champs within the first 3 months. They're going to lose those probably WrestleMania, but they'll get them back by SummerSlam. Let's do that over and over again. By now, they should have at least had 300 days cumulatively as tag champs. That was obvious to me at the time. But because they haven't done anything like that with the Creeds, I now think if they ever call up Hank and Tank, they're just going to dwell in the doldrums of a bad tag division on Raw and never do anything. I feel extra bad for Hank and Tank now in light of the non-stuff they have done with the Creeds over the years. My goodness.
It's honestly, of all the mishandling of this newer era from NXT to the main roster, that's the one I weep for the most, because I thought the only way these guys aren't tag champs is if Julius Creed is just undeniably a single star. But I should have looked at Montez Ford and seen that was never going to be the case. Because it's the same thing with him, but it's of all the handoffs, that one maybe hurts the most, because that feels like God, how many ways do you have to stand in the way of Julius Creed to make sure he's not a star? Like that is, I mean, some actively pathetic work to make sure that Julius Creed, and they were so over when they came up. Like it was like, and they were over because of their wrestling, which I guess they resent. But Hank and Tank are a bunch of fun. Something that's really fun with Hank and Tank too is I'm like, man, I love Hank. And then Tank will tag in and I'm like, I love Tank. Like it happens with both of them, where with like the Creeds, I was like, Julius is insane and Brutus is a lot of fun, but with them, every time one of them tags in, I'm like, that guy rules. No, that guy rules. They're a blast, and I feel like they're so well suited for if WWE ever decided to care about tag wrestling, especially on Raw. Like they're so suited for the WWE ecosystem specifically, because I think they have the right guys in the right environment 100%.
They would sell so many baseball jerseys with Hank and Tank on the back.
Oh my God. I would buy one. A baseball jersey that says Tank with the number 69. I'm buying 60 of them. And then I'm buying 9 more.
Okay, so it all does in fact break down when Oba tags himself in and Ricky doesn't like it, and then Ricky gets shoved from behind and they conk noggins. And then Shugars gets thrown into the corner where Oba is, and Oba picks him up and heaves him directly into he does the shot put of Shugars directly into Ricky's face, and then they start brawling. Ricky and Oba do, and they brawl to the back, leaving. Oh no, Tank is there alone. Hank and Tank are alone. 2-on-4, they can't possibly win. And I forget which one of them yells at. Was it Hank or Tank? Whatever. One of them yells at one of the bad guys, yells at one of the good guys, "Who's gonna save you now?" And the good guy yells, "Joe Hendry!" And then his music hits, and he shows up
immediately.
And I was like, this is the only way that this works. It's the only way this works is if this is how you do it. And I honestly really, we're talking about genies earlier. I really like him as a genie who just shows up and distracts people, because I've never liked his work in the ring, and I don't like his songs. But him as a magical genie who shows up when somebody says his name and distracts a guy, I actually liked it. I actually liked it.
I was, as our dear host on several other shows would say, Miss Cresta, I was sports entertained by this. This was sports entertainment to a T. Yeah. And I'm still perplexed by it, and I actually really like it because, Alex, I've been saying there's an order to things. You say his name, he appears. It's in the damn song. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he would show up with the immediacy, I respect the man for. The pairing of him and Hank and Tank is just fantastic. Like that rules. I'm actually am perfectly fine with that. But it was the only time a rushed NXT ending worked in their favor. Yeah. Normally it feels like they're like, we don't have an overrun anymore. We got to go home. This actually felt like it was done intentionally. But I was in stitches by the reaction. Joe Hendry! Phenomenally well delivered. This was extremely silly, and I was sports entertained. I'm not mad about it.
So bad guy gets distracted, bad guy lose. And then we cut to we don't even know what happened to Ricky and Oba. Yes, you do. They're in the back. And they fought. And they were fighting and they went off the air. It seemed so important at the time. But Booker T said something ridiculous tonight, like extra ridiculous, way more than normal. And then, and I was like, thank God we've got Vic Joseph. And then a minute later, he said something that I could not defend. Like he would just said something that no, I'm sorry, no, that's not a thing you're allowed to say. You can't be that person. And I don't remember what they were, but I just wanted to let you know this is your update on the commentary desk of NXT. It's still very bad. So
it's not great. Vic Joseph is normally fantastic.
He wasn't.
I'm normally asking for more Vic Joseph.
He has fully caught Michael Cole disease, where he's not
cholicitis.
He's straight up just telling lies, and it's no fun. He's but anyway.
Sometimes you have to lie to Booker T to get him to stop.
I mean, Okay, so here we go. We have, because in honor of DIY, we have crafting projects and home repair projects. Puns.
Do-it-yourself project puns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rafael Garcia says Treehausen and the Motor City Machine glue guns.
Very nice.
Goodpickle says Devon, set the tables.
Very nice, brother.
C. Delgado says Dwayne the Caulk Johnson and the drywall of Jericho.
Those are excellent.
Orion Ben says Don Callis family cleaning weekend.
Oh, gotcha.
Family cleaning weekend. And Hank septic tank. Rafael Garcia says, oh, wait. Sorry, that is a request. Nakafen says paint Bruges.
Just the most aggressive painting.
You mess with the bull, you get the bristles. And I forgot to clean it last time, so they're really spiky. Christopher says Bam Bam Bigelow bearing walls of Jericho. That is a portmanteau. That is a pun portmanteau. That is fantastic.
Legend Chris Pereira at this game.
The photo says super glue kicks. Super glue kicks.
Super glue
Greg Cherry
kick
Brand
party.
says the wallpaper of Jericho, Ivy Tile's very good. Rick the remodel Martel. Shane O Maintenance. Ikeana James. Ikeana James.
Very nice.
And Xavier Woodworking. Love yins always. We love you, Greg Cherry.
Greg Cherry, the biggest Shane O maintenance fan in the world.
Orion Ben says Oba Fumigate. the gardening. The culling, I think. Greg the Hammer.
I like that one.
I like this one from the photo. Authors of Paint. There's just two guys in a van that go around like, I'll paint your house. And on the van it says Authors of Paint.
And they read a book about it, which is
and Paul Ellering is there for some reason.
He's driving it.
He has to be there. This is a great one. That's from Bonkers. Shane Paste.
That one spoke to my heart. Thank you for that one.
JW Pringle says the horrible scrapbooking kid. Also, sour fakes. You'll be hearing from our horse lawyer. Ryan Ben. Yes, the Javon promo was bad when Wesley did it. Like, here's the thing. Wesley was a guy who did a lot of bouncing. He was a guy who seemed like he was bouncing. He had a lot of effervescence. But man, that does not compare to what Javon Evans is. He has springs in his feet when he walks. It's like, hey, this is fun. Everything about my life is great.
He's someone that I'm scared is just not going to come back down when he bounces. Like, that's how high he gets. I'm like, he's broken gravity.
Me Norma says Big John Studfinder, Mercedes Crochet, Knit Baker, Hobby Lobby Lashley, Finger Paint of Doom, Sidewalk Chalk Slam, and Penta El Cerro Friendship Bracelets.
That's very sweet. Hobby Lobby Lashley.
Cerro Friendship Bracelets, please. FTR says, Jake Ricardo says, FTR stands for Fix the Roof.
I like it.
Backyard Landscaping Federation.
Let's go.
Tom Lavelli says, it's the drywall. Use your Van Hammer. Those are WCW puns. That's what's great.
Those are.
Tom LaValle says, oh, wait, this is good. Minoma says, Quilt Osprey, Macrame Young, and the remodel, Bailey. Not the role model, the remodel.
Remodel. Very nice.
Oh, that's good. T Electric Mayhem says, not sure if it was already said, a dusty refinish.
It was not, but that's a very good one.
Silver Apocalypse says the painter or the paint maker. There it goes. Look at his tiny little brush. We're good. We're down to just jukeboxes. We're good. We are over time. We are gonna do this.
We are, but those are like 18 of Sean's minutes, so we're on time, I know. Basically.
We're yeah. Okay. Gunther sings "I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred. That's honestly that fits too well, I think.
It's pretty great.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. And here we go. Oh, no. Wet my whistle. Yeah. I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan. Yeah. And I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party. No way I'm disco dancing. I'm a model, you know what I mean? And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah. On the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah. I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah. Again, all Austrians sound like that. So here we go. Tom Valley wants Linder to sing Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult, but replace it with Bozilla.
A legend already.
See, Alex almost said Blue Oyster Coat. Blue Oyster Cult is a very different band.
So different.
It's an entirely different band. It's mostly bluegrass, if you can believe it. So hold on, because of the blue.
Of course.
So, hold on. Godzilla. No, hold on. I'm Googling Godzilla.
You're Googling? You're on the Google.
Blue. No, I wrote Clue. That's different. Blue Oyster Cult lyrics, and we're Googling. Here we go.
We're Googling.
With a purposeful grimace and a terrible sound, she pulls the spinning high-tension wires down. Helpless people on a subway train scream bug-eyed as she looks in on them. She picks up a bus and she throws it back down as she wades through the buildings towards the center of town. Oh, no. They say she's got to go Bozilla. Yeah. Oh, no. There goes Tokyo. Go Bozilla. Ooh.
You really hit the high notes at the end there, Linder. It was beautiful.
Sometimes I can get back to the alto, but mostly I'm baritone. Okay. 1916 Batman. Okay. Puppets, says 1916 Batman. Any of your characters or a Muppet style, all sing Billy Vera at this moment, please. He said, please. 1916 Batman gave us $50 to sing a song and then said, please. Honestly,
that's
a lot
because
of you,
in 1916,
a lot of you could learn something from 1916 Batman. A please never hurts. I'm just saying. And Batman.
There's just people of a different generation in the early 1900s.
Imagine Batman swooping in on a trench, getting rid of all the Kaiser's men. 1916 Batman. Okay, hold on. So Billy Vera at this moment lyrics. So here we go. So I feel like this deserves $50. Deserves the full song. So I'm doing the full song. So
Knock yourself out.
we'll switch up who's doing the song throughout the thing. You know what I mean? It's important. Okay. All right. Here we go. What did you think I would do at this moment when you're standing before me with tears in your eyes, trying to tell me that you have found you another and you just don't love me no more? What did you think I would say at this moment when I'm faced with all the knowledge that you just don't love me? Did you think I would curse you, Malachi Black, or say things to hurt you because you just don't love me no more? Did you think I could hate you or raise my hands to you? Now, come on, you know me too well. How could I hurt you when, darling, I love you and you know I'd never hurt you? Ooh, woo, ooh, oh, oh, oh. What do you think I would give at this moment? If you'd stay, I'd subtract 20 years from my life. I'd fall down on my knees and kiss the ground that you walk on. If I could just hold you again. I'll fall down on my knees and kiss the ground that you walk on, baby. If I could just hold you. If I could just hold you. If I could just hold you again. Thank you.
It was beautiful. What a cast today.
Yeah, we all came together. It's like we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Right? Yeah. Okay. So 1916 Batman also says Ricky Rainbow sings Cake. Frank Sinatra. Is that a song by Frank Sinatra or is it a song called Frank Sinatra by the band Cake? Let's find out.
It's by the band Cake and it's a song called Frank Sinatra.
Oh, all right. Okay, well then I'll sing it.
Well, please take it away.
It's loading.
Sometimes we're all a little bit, it just takes a minute to get going, you know?
We know of an ancient radiation that haunts dismembered constellations, a faintly glimmering radio station, while Frank Sinatra sings stormy weather. The flies and spiders get along together, cobs fall on an old skipping record. Beyond the suns that guard this roost, beyond your flowers of flaming truths, beyond your latest ad campaigns, an old man sits collecting stamps in a room all filled with Chinese lamps. He saves what others throw away. He says that he'll be rich someday. We know of an ancient radiation that haunts dismembered constellations, of faintly glimmering radio station. While Frank Sinatra sings stormy weather, the flies and spiders get along together. Cobwebs fall on an old sipping record. Thank you. Not really sure what any of that meant, but you know, it's fine. I've got to do some Googling.
Sometimes you got to learn a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is here. We're going to try and do we have it? No, I don't want that. That was not what I wanted. I'm trying to find this. It's harder to find than you think, you know. So, no, it's gone. All right. So, see, somebody asked this person, who's not me, to do something that's harder to find than lyrics to a song. But I would like to do it. Not me, of course. Somebody else. But
Somebody
it's very
else,
boring
would like to come in.
when that person Googles because you don't see it. So here we go. Is it here? I hope this works. I don't. No, I'm not. Okay. Oh, what? Okay. No. It's definitely not a dislink. So we don't have Luis anymore. Luis usually finds these things.
It's true. We'll have to wait for next week. I think.
No, none of these things in the Google works at all. So, sorry, Tom. I'm trying very hard to. Apparently the internet does have limits because I cannot find.
Can you just give the iconic line?
Well, that's what I'm Googling. Feel free to do any work,
Check the private chat.
Over there, not doing any more.
You could at least just say the thing.
I found it. You've got your little cocky over there not getting any jukeboxes to do. You get the last 20 minutes of the show off of. Listen, I'm lashing out, and I'm sorry. I need to take some time. I'll be back in a bit.
Do. Okay.
Here we go. I had to go ask him, hey, Scott, what did you say? At the end of your Hall of Fame speech, what did you say? And I went and I went right to the source. You got to go to the source. Whatever it is pertinent, you got to go to the source. If it is at all possible, please always go to the source. So I went to the source, and the source told me that he said, hard work pays off, baby. Dreams come true, daddy. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. See, in this case, he is the bad guy because that's what he said. He would say, yeah, he's the bad guy because he was raising Ramon, who was also raising Ramon, just like Lola Vice, Latina or Latino. But raising Ramon, very, very Latin, very Cuban.
This is not hard work. This is not hard times, but it is hard work.
That's true. So basically, Razor Ramon, yo soy hechicero. That is how Spanish that Razor Ramon was.
It's true.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go talk to Scott Hall some more. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody. I would like to apologize for my earlier outburst. I've been going through some things.
It's okay.
And I was wrong to blame you for my inability to Google. So
look, it happens. It happens, but I've got your back. That's what I want the takeaway to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm here for you.
Good. All right. Well, thank you. Keep cool, gobble goose.
Yeah.